So today I have made the conscious effort of being really annoying in PvP by using a Curve Sword and spamming Sacred Blade all over the place with a couple of buffs. Reason I'm using Sacred Blade is because it just recently got buffed in the latest patch to where the projectile itself travels faster and it actually goes further as well. Also it added hit detection to the weapon itself, so if you hit with the weapon directly it actually will do more damage. And the buff that does get left after the projectile has actually been increased to where it lasts longer. And it does more damage, so it run from 20 seconds to 40 seconds, and from plus 65 holy damage to plus 90 holy damage, so it's obviously a really nice change. And honestly, I've been hitting it with a lot more than I was expecting. I don't know why, but people just were not dodging today, so kind of cool. Really nice for trading as well. As for the build though, so we're going to be using the Bandit's Curve Sword, because it's the highest damaging Curve Sword in the game. Gonna have it Sacred Infused because it pairs nicely with the Sacred Blade. It actually makes it do the most damage if you have it Sacred Infused. So obviously we're just gonna spec all into Faith because Faith also scales with Sacred Blade. So bumping that bad boy all up to 96 because why not scale it? Get a B scaling in Faith. And I'm gonna have 50 Vigor, 20 Mind, 20 Endurance. Gonna have the Urge Seal because I'm using spells. I'm not really using any attack spells. Shard of Alexander, Sacred Scorpion Charm. Reason I'm using Ritual Sword Talisman because you can kind of use Sacred Blade right at the beginning of the fight when you have full health anyway. So if you hit with it, it does a nice amount of damage. And then Great Jar's Arsenal. Now, buffs I am going to be using is Golden Vow. And for like the first time in a very long time, I'm using a Flask of Wondrous Physic. I don't really like to use these in duels because I just don't really agree with it. I think it's kind of cheesy. But for the sake of big damage, going to use it. I'm only going to have the Holy Shrouded Cractor on there to boost my holy damage. And as you can see, when I have all of these buffs active, and I two-hand my weapon with the buff itself, and I'm going to do over 1100 AR. Kind of ridiculous. Yes, it gets scaled down for PvP, but it does hit very, very hard. And for a Curve Sword that attacks this fast, it's pretty insane. But yeah, that way, let's get right into the gameplay. So how a lot of people tend to use Sacred Blade is that they actually use it at the beginning of the fight just to buff the weapon. This is probably not the play. What you want to do is actually engage with them for like a few seconds, trying to get them a bit more aggressive. Because you don't want them to actually know that you have a buff. Because if you hit with them, as you can see right there, it does a lot of damage, and the fight's pretty much over at this point. Because you can just clean them up with your very fast weapon, as long as I don't choke, which I tend to do a lot, but... And if he's very passive, then it doesn't really change much as well. Damn it. Begin the rolling game. There we go. Never mind. But yeah, as you can see, as long as you hit with it once, you can play reckless, just keep spamming your Curve Sword attacks, and you end up getting the kill. So overall, how do I feel about Sacred Blade? Honestly, I really like it. Really nice changes to it. Feels pretty top tier in my opinion. The fact that the projectile travels a lot faster, and if you can time it correctly, you're going to hit more times than not, and it does a lot of damage. So it's going to be really, really good. And the fact that, geez, 1202 hits? Don't even need Sacred Blade. But it does buff the weapon, so that 1200 is actually to do to the fact that Sacred Blade is buffing the weapon. But yeah. Plus 90 holy damage, and the fact that it lasts 40 seconds now, really, really good. As for how it is in PvE, still wouldn't really care to use it, being that it's holy damage, and holy damage kind of sucks in PvE. Especially late game. But early game it should be perfectly fine. But yeah, all in all, really nice changes. Is he changing weapons mid-fight? Stop that. Yeah, against passive players, again, any projectile attack that has some type of, like, starting up animation is going to be very hard to hit, being that how... I got a backstab on that? Jeez. Easy game. Anyway, rest of the gameplay pretty much speaks for itself. As always, please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and see you in the next one, guys. Bye!